Okay. Where to start? This video, I don't have a vision, but I hope I get a lot of clicks and a lot of views, and hopefully you guys can share it. If you feel like you can relate, please share on the comments. This is a heavy part and a heavy burden I've been carrying a long time. Um, it's my story, and I've been quiet for so long. I tell nobody. My friends, my closest friends, my parents know about it, and that's about it. Some people I've talked to about it, and they don't really believe me because it's such a it's such a what's the word? It's a stretch. You know, it's a stretch. It's a lot, and most people have never seen God and they've never experienced miracles or seen signs from Him. And that's, if you're watching and you have, then that's why I'm filming this for those people that will believe me and will share the story. So where to start? Should I? Give me 1 second. Um, I talked to the devil. Yes, the devil. Um, Satan. Um, Baal, Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies, and he really, at first, he didn't talk. You know, he's got nothing to talk. I've got nothing to talk about him what it's for, but he's in my brain. He's up in my brain, and uh, he doesn't talk much. So our conversations look like very flighty and fickle. So I'm not really trying to talk to him, but he's making me talk to him with the spirit. Like he's manifesting, touching me. Like I can feel him all over my body. I can feel the spirit of his evil big spirit, a big guy I can imagine. And he's uh, he's manifested himself physically in this dimension, and that includes him flickering the lights. I remember one time I started talking to people mind to mind, and like from my mind, it started with the girl that I wanted to talk to, and I asked God if I could talk to her through my mind, or that wasn't the first time actually, but I'll get to that. It was in my mind, and like right now he's fighting me, and I'm I'm worried I won't be able to tell you of everything. And he wants that, you know. He doesn't want the truth to. He's all the father of lies. He's lied to all of us, and he did it the right way. You know, he's cunning, and that's about it. It's his art. It's his. He's annoying. Um, But like right now, I can feel them in my this part of my brain, like the ego part, where people would argue the ego's right here, and I feel like I struggle with ego, but like I said, I can't elaborate on the dimension thing. Like he's in this, he's not in the same dimension as us. He's in the spiritual dimension, while we're in the physical. And like I said, he manifests, and he can manipulate the physical realm, um, and bother us. Um, I know um, all of the all of the all of the intrusive thoughts come from him, and his demons, and we're fighting them every day. You know, our brain. Some people would say our thoughts are not who we are, because we're fighting a spiritual battle, and people don't even know it. Um, it started when I was playing music and on Apple Music, and that was my platform to become famous, and that's what happened. I became famous for my music taste, because I don't have any credit. I just made playlists and played my music, and people loved it. And I think people in my town put me on those stages, put me on that platform, and really it manifested into my fame. And it might have been 15 minutes of fame, or it could have been a year or two. I don't know, because no one told me. I saw signs like people on my Instagram, my famous people, and I knew I wanted it at that moment. Uh, I woke up one night and I was doing cocaine, and I remember staying up all night, and I looked at my Instagram, and there was a lot of people on my Instagram. I was looking at the feed of my search bar, and it was all before they were famous, the channel, and a bunch of people's clips of those. And like I said, a lot of famous people were on there, and I knew I wanted it, and I I um like right now I'm talking to him again, and I'm looking at this, and he's saying like you know your audio cut off, or like you're gonna have to do this all over again, remake this video. And I'm in doubt, flaming arrows from the devil and all that. Um, and we have to put the armor of God on, because that's what God gave us, the book, the book, the good book. And um, I forgot where I was. So let me backtrack. Talked about him manifesting and ruining this video. Then the fame. I was woke up and the fame happened. Then it took a while, but I had this feeling of manifestation come along me, like a whole body Hello, hello, hello. Okay. And at that moment, I had this choice of what I wanted to do, and I chose to roll with it. You know, it might have not been me doing the manifestation, but I knew I wanted it at that moment, and that's what happened before. And I can't remember that cut off between that and when I was famous, and I don't remember it, but it might have been months, and then it happened. Um, so I began thinking, um, oof, another big topic. I was, COVID happened, and then I was doing the same thing. I was playing The Last of Us 2 with my time and not doing school, UTRGV. I wasn't, doing any of the work or going to class, and I didn't feel like it was for me, you know. I was, I cheated my way in high school, and I never studied. I never sat down to study, and I never I never really wanted to study or do anything with my life. You know, I was happy the way it was. I didn't need anything. I was happy, you know, happiness. My mom said I was in the pursuit of happiness, and you know, I might agree, but you know, I was already there. I was already happiest, and um, that this is from the Vatican. Um, I began to do the same thing over and over again, and that led to the demons, and you know, I had this, like I said, very like distinct parts of my life where I sat in the moment and I knew something was messing with me. I knew at that moment I was cooked. You know, I was something bad was gonna happen. And later on, the thoughts kept rolling in, and they were just like cars hopping in cars, and they would take me to nowhere. You know, absolutely nowhere. Um, it was just me making conclusions in my mind, and sitting with those answers that I thought were answers, and those conclusions that really drove me crazy. And it wasn't until later I did the whole like song stuff, and then the the manifestation part I told you about, and then the 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 famous part. And I spent a year or two on that, you know, sitting with that and not really doing anything, you know, with those blessings, not really reaping the fruit of those blessings. And I had a choice. I didn't know what to do really, because I don't know if I wanted it. I was very complacent. I never thought fame would enter my life, and I lived my life like I was the only man on earth. You know, like it was only just me and the woman I loved, and yeah. Um, so it's true. There's no better life than the one you got. I'm having intrusive thoughts from him, and they're hitting, but they're not doing anything. You know, my shield of faith, like telling you all what to this miracle or this breakthrough that I've been waiting for, and um, I'll touch up on all that later. Um, this is gonna be like a hour long video. I want to tell you all everything, and if I'm not able to tell you all everything, I will definitely make a part two, so you guys can. And if this is successful, I'll definitely do a part two, and I will tell you more in detail. Um, what I forgot and what I missed. So the fame happened, and I was for about a year. I was just rolling with thoughts, and they progressively got worse. It was like a cancer. It kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing to the point where I was thinking and thinking and nonstop thinking. I was going insane. Another part of this video that we'll touch upon later. And I was going insane. I would never thought this would happen to me, but at the same time, it was that's life for you, you know, unexpected things happen, and that happened, and I was playing stuff. I assumed that they were on my radio station, on Apple Music. That was my platform, and I started hearing the music I was playing in convenience stores and shopping malls and radio stations, and the music changed. Like, it went from like hype stuff all over the world, like Supreme and Drake and all that stuff. People were just constantly um, waiting for, and it changed to like more of music that would last forever. Music that will never die, and timeless music. And it changed. The whole music industry changed. And you know, I want to say it's because of me, but my friends say you're just crazy, bro. Like, there's a lot of perspectives you can think about, and a lot of details you're missing, and maybe I did not tell them everything I should have, but I wanted to at that, like, at least tell them everything, like I'm doing right now. Um, if this reaches the right person, I just hope you guys can share something with me. Um, if the title's good, I might have views, and really, this video could hit a home run, and I can reach an audience and maybe post more videos about this. I lost my train of thought. Okay, so that little period after my fame, and I stopped doing coke, and it was a part of my life. Bad influences, um, and um, it was a conscious choice I made, and I never knew the background of cocaine, and um, not until I learned later it was just one hell of a drug, and very addictive and very dangerous because it like fucks with your neurological pathways and fries them, and just like puts packs them up with dopamine, and you just you get fried in the brain, and that's what scared me, and I stopped. um I never thought that what scared me was that I already had so much fun without drugs. I don't need more drugs. I don't need drugs to have fun. And memories in the past, and I remember places like the beach house that my parents had, and the ranch that my parents had, and a lot of memories from those times. And my mom was I was fortunate enough to have a good mother, and she really, really, really cared, and so did my dad. But she was putting in the effort to give us a life, a life we remember, and it's fond memories, you know. Uh, and that's more into my story, you know. Like the past is very fond memories, and friends, family. You know, getting to know people was you know, a big part of life. You know, getting to know people is just so meaningful. You know, to a meaningless life, getting to know people was very eye opening and fun and different. One of the best experiences I've had in my life. Um, and the period where I did nothing and I kept playing music, I was uh, I was really it's all mumbled in my head because this was about 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Um, this was the end of 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, where the fame happened, and you know, I got my first job. Um, was 2022, 2023. Um, I got fired from my job because I didn't show up one day and I didn't call in either. And my boss let me go. You know, can't blame him. I'm sure he does that to everyone. No call, no show. That's like blasphemy. You know, you don't do that. Um, and um, I will cut this off at an hour, so I'll keep mumbling on and hope this really touches some hearts, you know, and to a very heartless world nowadays. You know, we're all losing heart, and I got uncomfortable, and I tested God. You know, that's something you don't do. Also, Jesus says, "Do not test God. You just worship and serve the Lord." That was when the devil was tempting him on the mountain, and like he also said, all this could be yours. Do not, you know, you're just supposed to serve and worship the Lord your God. Um, do not test them. When he said, if you if a rock hits him or something like that, and the angels will help him. Like you said, don't test God. These were very, very key things, and three things that Jesus said, quoted in the Bible, and the devil left. What I didn't do was quote the Bible when I was talking to the devil. And when I did, um, he wouldn't leave. He wouldn't leave. He was something made him stay. Something made him stay, and I don't know what it is, cause I don't know. like if he's in my head and he won't go away. Okay, so I really, that's food for thought, you know. After that, that story, I I had jobs and and in California, it was I saw a miracle that day, you know, when I was famous. I never really thought that would happen to me, or like right now I can feel his manifestation on my body, like just pressing up against me, um, pressing up against me. That gets me to stop talking. Right now it's in the eye, you know, he's been manifesting in the eye, looking out my eyes, in my ears, listening to music. That's when he hears it best. And under my tongue, that's where I feel him like whipping me, um, making me talk. And it's all in my mind, so no one really sees this, and no one really um 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 you know, it's the first source. It's me talking. Right now I can feel the chatters of my house, like in my family crying, and voices of my tia. I know my tia's out there, and um, like them in shock, like I'm talking this way. But I know that's the devil and how scary he is. And that would really, if that was actually happening, I know someone would come through the store and talk to me, or I would go outside and check. But there was nothing happening. Also, another sign of the devil, you know. And like I said, this all happened, and I was I was I was so scared. It's so scary. It is the most terrifying things I've ever, most terrifying part of my life. Um, but I'm gonna try to do it chronologically, so because this is for YouTube. Um, I saw so many signs. I thought it was a miracle. It touched my heart, and I saw God that day. I saw God, you know. I saw God, and um, I saw God, and it touched me. It really touched me spiritually, and opened my mind. And I started looking up videos on the internet of famous people talking about God and how convincing they were, and how unshaken they were, and really really passionate and convincing me that there was a God. Signs, like I said, signs that you cannot deny. And that's when that's when um, that's when I sat down one day at night, and my parents, my dad and my sister were asleep in California or something. Might have been California. Um, at the hotel, and I got on my knees, and I was on YouTube, scrolling on YouTube, and I demanded that God show Himself. Um, a lot of things happened in that moment. Like I said, very distinct parts of my life where I knew something was off, and like for instance, example, the pause after I said that after I demanded him to, it was a little pause, and then he showed himself to me, and it was very, very, like, you cannot deny this is real. Um, you cannot deny it's the truth. It's what all the people in the Bible died for. The truth. It's because they can't deny it. And um, it was. He said, "Okay, fine. It'll be worth the wait." And the picture of a scary-looking creature with piercing eyes and black eyes and looking at the screen at me. And I did not. Like manifestation right now in my head again, in my ego. Um, it was something I will die for, like it's the truth. It's the truth. God's a very loving God, and hearing stories of him, scary stories in the Bible growing up, and good stories about his faith and love and compassion, his long temperament, and I looked away, I scrolled down, and like there was something to me that wanted to deny it, but I looked back up and there was no denying what just happened. It was probably the peak of my life, I say that now because that's when it wasn't just my perspective, it was God's perspective and everybody else's that lives in the Bible, and it was a big shift in my reality and my experience and my beliefs. I don't know how, but he continued to talk to me, and I really don't want to tell the story anymore. I really don't. I really don't. Like, I'm looking at the time right now. It's 33 minutes, 56 seconds. And I just feel dread and tired. I want to go smoke outside, listen to my music, talk to the devil. I don't want to talk to him, but he's manifesting in my mind and making me talk to him. And I know it's for sure that, like, I cannot stop talking to him. And my family, this part of my family, my dad's side does not know about this. His girlfriend's family does not know about this. My friends know about this, and my parents, my mom just shuts down when I tell her about this stuff. So maybe I was telling it to the wrong people, telling it to you, and y'all, the right audience, will do something with this, and telling them everything, tell them everything. God did not told you everything, so you're supposed to do the same and tell everyone else everything. Not deceitfulness, but the truth. Like for God told us everything is because He calls us His friends. He would tell this to His friends, not to His enemies. But He told this to everyone, and He calls us His friends. just came out of a pool right now today and took a shower. Put on my nice shirt and like I said, this is from the Vatican. My mom got it for me when she went to Europe, or I don't know where it's at exactly. And the chain's from Fredericksburg, Texas, because I'm from Texas. Um, um, this thing, like I said, it's under my tongue a lot of times, and in my chest. He's told me he wants to shoot me in the chest with a shotgun, like some deep, ugly things, like tear my body limb from limb, um, chop heads off. To what he's gonna do later and before the end of the world. Um, and I have to deal with that. Mm, I don't want to be here. It's spirits. That's spiritual. I do not want to be here because if the devil could tear down every take 1/3 of the population of angels to hell, what do you think he can do to you? You know, it's a snake cunning, like I said in the beginning, and that's really who he is. I cannot nail it in your head for you. You have to take my advice and heed my advice. You know, but he's very dangerous, very very dangerous. He's an archangel. Like I said, when he's in here, I can just feel how big he is. You know, different from your a human being in you, but a big spirit. And um, should I make a part two, or should I keep going? Like right now, it's like I would go cross-eyed a lot of times, looking at people, because of how close he is to my eyes. You know, like when you look at a wall, you're not looking at the wall, you're looking, and you feel like spirits dragging your eyes apart and stuff. And like I said, it's a lot of spiritual fighting. Um, mm, and the thought I just had right now was like another intrusive thought. Was what uh, what I was thinking about why I stopped reading the Bible, and because I see no end to this suffering, and I'm backsliding from God and turning away from Him, and um, because the devil will do it to you. You know, God didn't grant him to get in your mind because then he would destroy you. Like, destroy everything about you. And the gospel of Christ, like, that's what you should focus on nowadays in the end of the world. Because it's coming. It's coming. And, I don't remember much after he showed himself to me, but he started showing me signs of the future, in the past, in the present, like a timeline. Could have been a timeline. He would answer the questions I had for him in my mind, you know. Oh, and the reason I could talk to him was because I break the fourth wall. Like, I could talk. I know someone's watching this right now. I know that someone in heaven's watching this right now. And I know that God is hearing me right now in my head. Like, that's the definition of breaking the fourth wall. And that's the reason that I did what I did. Very different, unique, and unique experience and unique person that I am, and it was just very different. So God was very good and all. He told me some fun facts that he's perfectly good. He loves it when we serve and worship him. When we worship him, it was worship him, just worship him. But I'm sure serving him would make him love that too. Like, do not sin and have fun. You know, that was a big one. Like, he's not sin. Sin is different from him. It's another thing. It's not a part of him. He's perfectly good, like I said. And another thing is, I think I might be doing the whole beast, false prophet, and red dragon thing. And it all came from my ocean, because he told me that I might have the biggest ocean on earth. I might have the biggest pool on earth. How deep will it go? The Mariana Trench. This was all on YouTube, and these were the videos he showed me, and I cannot deny that that was not him. You know, it was very unique, and it's what my knowledge of him and his knowledge of himself meet, and it was like just like an explosion of knowledge and an explosion of understanding, and I might go deep into that later. Like I said, I am not a villain. I'm a good person. I did this because I wanted to talk to God, and I might have just wanted the money. You know, I was really hopeless when I talked to him. I didn't know what to do with anything at all. All I knew was get the money, and that's what I had to do, get the money. Just like my parents drilling me every day, like, you're unemployed, you're not even working, you know, you're a bum, you know, get out of my house. I've gotten kicked out of my parents' house more than 10 times already. Each a different experience, but to each their own. It was god awful, each one. And I remember being homeless for a little bit each time between those, and then moving to another parent's house. Or sometimes it'd get so bad I'd just go to a friend's house, or yeah, like a lot of spiritual battles. Why I mentioned the false prophet and the beast, and it's because the devil's here, and he does not know who these people are. He does not. Like I said, he was talking to me, and I was talking to him. There was a whole dialogue. Could you imagine? A lot of talking, and like, just he told me he does not know who these people are. So um, that's when a voice came in his head and he says, I believe you. I believe in you. And it's supposedly me. He's saying that it's me. He never said it was me, but he thinks it's me. And I'm getting the impression that he thinks it's me, but he's never mentioned it thinks it's me. And I'm starting to believe that it's me, but like this voice is telling him all these things, and how there's a beast and there's a false prophet, and they all come from Mission, Texas, Edinburgh, McAllen area, all that stuff. And like I said, the adulterous woman, the 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 sun god, she's on my back spiritually. I can feel the heaviness of that. How powerful she is, and how she really has this foothold on me. This like, do not give the devil a footstool. Do not. Pray every day and reap those benefits of the Bible, and do something with their life. But there's a time that's coming that's going to be very scary and very difficult for people living on earth. And it's coming. And it's getting difficult as we speak. And I'm seeing movement of the devil, and just terrifying. He is wrathful. Every day he's wrathful and taking it out on me, whipping me in my back. The power of the woman that the woman has on me is so just powerful that I fall to my knees. Like right now, there he is. Like, you can't see him, but open your spiritual eyes. You see me leaning over. I look like an idiot, but no one sees this because they're not in touch with religion, or they we're suffering the the generational curses of our ancestors because they rebelled against God, and they rebelled and they fell from grace. I wouldn't say fell from grace, but maybe they did not. They fell on God's bad side and became God's enemies. This happened in Israel. This happened to our parents' parents and parents. And the gospel of Jesus Christ came, and now, ever since then, we've been killing each other over the Bible, and for a long time, and now we've come to this place of peace, but paganism is coming to, and like a lot of bad things are coming. Like I said, it's going to be the greatest tribulation, it says in the Bible. It's coming, and I don't want to stay up too long. I'm going to end it at 50 minutes. I'm going to post this right after, but if this gets good feedback, I'm definitely posting another one and talking more, and as much as I can talk about. If you're not religious, no, I heard the devil say, go fuck yourself. Or that was my thought, really, but not really. I'm not saying that. I don't believe that. It's something you're gonna run into one of these days, and Jesus is doing a thing now, and if you don't see it, you go to other sides of YouTube and you see videos of this all the time. People talking like they're crazy, but they're not. This is truth. This is accurate. This is happening today in this age. A lot of people are coming front and telling their stories, and it's happening. It is very much real. Um, I hope this does really good. Like I said, I've done nothing with my life, and I hope I can do something with my life after this. Just talk about it. Um, I've got some more drops I want to drop on you, so I might record this tomorrow. If this doesn't get any views by tomorrow, I might not record it tomorrow. I might wait a little longer. If the devil keeps talking to me, I might wait even longer. I don't know. But give it a like and a comment, and really show your love, and I hope this makes it good. God bless all of you. Like it says at the end of the Bible, may the grace of Jesus Christ be with all of you. Amen. I'll see you later.